Hello everyone, and welcome to the round of Virginia, the 25th round of the 27th IRL season. The season's slowly coming towards an end, and we have multiple drivers in contention for the title. No major news lines have been happening recently here. All that's been known, at least for the silly season market, is that the Nathan Norman team and Universal Motorsports will be back as is. Matthew Evans and Jake Bennett got the front row with Evans' first pole, or one of his first poles since the early part of the season. Boger, Daniel, Dim Courting, row 2. Row 3, Everett Masana and Devin Butler. Row 4, Ryan Rickshaw and Nathan Norman. Rickshaw grew up on the American short tracks. Row 5, Raver and Brandy Thorne. Row 6, Vitons and Wesley Jewell. Good qualifying effort for both of them. Victoria Antonov and Jeffrey, row 7. Good qualifying effort for both of them, especially for Ree, who has never really ran on anything smaller than a mile. Row 8, Edmund Berlund and Jackson Storm. Row 9, Chris Rozzoni and Chuck Blunt. Blunt making his debut in the 78 car for Comfortable Couch Racing. Blunt has grown up on the South, mainly on the short tracks. This is his first major league start, so the best of luck of him today. Row 10, Rich Roy and Sandra Hendricks. Roy's just hoping to come out of a points finish of any type. He is not a big fan of the short tracks. Row 11, Caitlin Tannerhill and Casper Ackerman. Ackerman doing a good job dragging that Gary Snyder car up into the top half of the field. David Bison and Lou Grainer. Next row. Good runs for both of them. Row 13, Allison Holiday and Danny Marco. Marco, the points leader, expect not what he wanted, and the same can be said for Viola, who's behind him. Green flags getting ready to be dropped. Saw the rest of the grid behind you. Matthew Evans loses the lead entering turn 1, but he's going to try to fight back to the inside. Martinsville, very hard track to pass on. However, unless you get a good start on the outside, like we just saw with Jake Bennett, then you're good to go. Tim Courting did the same thing to the 75 car behind him. We didn't mention this in the grid piece. Jelly Souza and Ingi Arison both were given penalties for their antics last weekend. It's going to be hard for them to make their way through the field, considering Martinsville is a hard track to pass. Cassandra Hendricks is back in this 310 car. She's getting passed by Casper Ackerman. That 78 car in front of them is Chuck Blunt. We'll get to more on him in a little bit. Blunt under attack by Rich Roy. Hendricks under attack by Ackerman. Back in front of the field, Tim Courting, the team owner at Swift Motorsports, is going to go after Matthew Evans for second. Evans is losing ground to Jake Bennett. I wonder if they set the 10 car up for a qualifying trim, because he's under all sorts of pressure by Tim Courting. And it looks like Courting might have a run on it. No! Courting still cannot get past this number 10 car. Matthew Evans doing a great job defending the inside. On the restart, unless you can ease on the restart or initial start, you can get a good jump on the inside line and jump in front of the guy on the inside entering turn 1. Doesn't really work when everyone's going about the same speed, which should make getting lap traffic fun. However, Matthew Evans slides up the racetrack, and here comes Courting, car number 50. Swift Motorsports had a terrible year by about everyone's standards. Evans been out for most of it due to an arm injury in Germany, and Kaylee Zappa, Zappa was won, I think, every race she entered. So that just shows where Evans is. However, Evans is making a good job trying to make a comeback and trying to put his name back in the spotlight. However, his team boss passing him, not a good thing. Courting on the inside turn 3. He slides at the racetrack. Morgan Daniel has a sniff with the 79 car qualifying as poor as he did. Daniels, Everett Masana, who's behind them, are all trying to make efforts on the point standing. Here is Matt with 79 Danny Marco. Like I said, anyone who's going to be trying to anyone who wants to make a huge dent to his points lead tonight's the night with him deep in the field. Rhiannon Lang also back there, not what she wanted. Devin Butler, I think, misjudged his braking, got caught behind the 10, under attack from Everett Masana. Masana doesn't do much of it, sticks back in line, and just results in the 71 car. Butler chased up his own medicine, and nowhere for Rickshaw to go. The A4 car packs the front end, and first caution, lap 15. Not really surprising. Masana kind of just dumped the 84 car, or excuse me, the 71 car with nowhere to go. Coming to the this is under caution, excuse me. See Silly Souza, everyone jams on the brakes, and Souza dumps the 52 of Gates Bryan. No harm, no foul. I think that was just a standard Martinsville stack up. Coming to the caution. Let's see, car D4. Ryan Rickshaw, he pitted, took off the front end, and it's still on the racetrack. Ryan Raver did not get a good restart on the 35 car. Rickshaw leads. He's got Jake Bennett behind him. Bennett, I think, wanting to dispatch the A4 car as quick as possible, so he isn't held up. Tim Courting didn't get a good start. Looks like I guess he's dropped off the 5. I think the 5 bumped to the A4. Boga Daniel underneath the 10 going for 3rd. Fourth, excuse me. Bennett going for the lead on the A4 car. And he's going to get it. No, Jake Bennett back to the top spot. Courting slips behind him. 14 to 59. They both pitted, coming to the green flag. Wonder if they had a flat tire or something. Here is Ryan Rickshaw under pressure. Would be the best way to put it. Bennett running wide again. I wonder if he's trying to save his tires. Ryan Rickshaw trying to fight. Trying to fight to stay in the podium, but I don't know how long that's gonna last. Obviously, getting the front smashed in isn't helping his case. Courting desperately trying to get away around this number 84 car. There's the 59 car coming to be lapped. Let's see. Courting's already underneath the 84 car as they enter turn number 1. Courting sends it on the inside, and Rickshaw tries to fight it, but there's nearly nothing much you can do. That car is wounded, if you couldn't tell. Though he's still going to make Courting fight for it, but he's going to lose that spot, and looks like he's going to lose the 3rd spot to Bergo Daniel, and Daniel's going for 2nd. And it looks like she'll get it thanks to the 59 car getting in the way of Tim Courting. In Garrison, despite her teammate making a charge for the field, hasn't made any progress. Which is surprising. Harrison got a few wins after Grab City, and looked to be a viable contender for the championship for a while, especially after Team Rocket was supposed to be using all the illegal parts. Best way to put it. Rickshaw continues to fall back to the field. He's not getting passed by Victoria Andonov and Nathan Ormond, who has come as a solid title contender. Battle for 4th is happening. Matthew Evans now on the back of his team boss. I think Ormond just hit the wall behind them. Anyway, Evan makes the move on the inside of the 50 car. Entering turn 3, can't really get done as, Okay, so Danny Marco is having some mechanical issues with that 79 car. Nah, I think that's something, pretty much anyone who's trying to catch them the points, that's what they wanted to hear. Evans to the inside again of Courting, but doesn't have enough space. Courting doing a good job holding off his employee. Courting, I wouldn't say he's the last great team owner, because Rich Roy is still, or driver owner, because Rich Roy is still going around, but Tim Courting's been around for quite some time, and is having a quite successful career. And, well, basically any form of motorsports he drives. On the outside, here comes Evans, trying again, not close enough. Tim Courting, Courting slows at the racetrack, here comes Evans, but it looks like Courting has the drive off the back straight. Matthew Evans slides back in line, and notice how he doesn't dump the 50 car entering turn 3 when he's lost position. Though he's still very much in tow with the 50 car. Courting doing a very good job of trying to hold the 10 car off. However, here comes Evans again on the inside, and this time his long said no. Courting looks like he isn't as strong under braking, but has the acceleration, which Evans is lacking. But probably a setup thing. I can't see Courting sabotaging Evans, especially what Evans had been through this year. So that's not really like Courting to sabotage his own driver to get a run. Meanwhile, Jake Bennett has caught the lack of lap traffic in the name of Lou Hemmington, and others. However, he slides up the racetrack, trying to get past the number 2 car, and Boga Daniels is going to try to take full advantage of it. On the inside, can't get much done. Bennett has the higher run, however, maybe some contact, but still, revving his racing. And here comes Borgred on the inside. Borgred's going to lead the lap, and Jake Bennett is going to have to stay on the outside. Maybe try to get the momentum around the outside of turn 1, 2. Looks like he does. And Borgred's still ahead of him. No. Bennett leaves his braking light, but it's not going to be enough. Boga Daniels is set to the lead, and looks like Matthew Evans has finally gotten around his teammate and T-Boss. Devin Butler pits the car early on. This is right around lap 40. And here's Tim Courting again, trying to get around. This is the replay. This is the replay. This is right after Evans gets past the 50 car. Courting with a dive. Evans sees him, gives him plenty of space, and going to go side by side to the back straight. Entering turn 3, looks like Evans still holds the spot, though Courting is going to have the run on the inside of turn 3 and 4, and Courting up the 3rd. If he can clear the 10, doesn't look like it. Evans doing his best to try to stay on the podium. Tim Courting, both the drivers giving themselves lots of space and lots of respect, which is like what we want to see nowadays. Kind of going out the window, especially with the younger generation. Courting has third that lap, but he's going to try to. He may have a run the 5 actually. Bennett also sees him, gives him room. Victoria ended off dope underneath the 10. I don't know if Courting's going to hold the spot. No. Bennett, much better run off of 3 and holds the spot, but he's getting held up by the 5, who then jams up everyone else behind him. Here comes Evans. Jake Bennett making the move to lap the 2 car. Evans can't get past the 50, however, he will eventually. Actually, no, excuse me. Wesley Jewell got past the 10 car, and now Jewell is going for 3rd. Wesley Jewell, this 4 car, is going to Toyota next year, and there's rumors that TRD might not be around next year. Davidoff Butler, who is the dad of Devin Butler, is looking into this team along with Koenigsegg and an Adrian Coiner. So could TRD be the Koenigsegg factory team next year? Very possible, and it could help explain where Devin Butler is going next year. Bolger Daniels has now cut the bumper of her teammate, who has made no progress, same as the 19 after jumping the 71, but looks like the 19 has damage. So I can understand why the 19 hasn't been making any progress. Don't know why the 33 hasn't made any progress. Looks like Inge realized who's in her mirrors. 75, I guess, I think just outdid herself when she was at the racetrack. These two really necessarily didn't get along at the start of the year. It looks like their relationship is melting out a little bit as the 33 moved to the racetrack a little bit and made contact. Don't know if that was intentional or not. But anyway, if it was intentional, I think Inge would be racing the 75 a lot harder than she was. And here's something else we didn't want to see, the 19 getting lapped. So, and this has to be making Daniel smile. 19 is lapped down, and so is, or the 19 who's the tag contender is lapped down. 84 car pits on lap 64 probably because of the damage. Victoria ended up the second of 2 TRDs as Tim Courting napping and is going for 4th. On the inside, looks again, Courting favors that outside, and he's been making it work, but I think the line has moved to the inside. Good move made by Victoria. She's going to take 4th now. So the TRD guys are moving their way for the field. The factory Toyotas have been struggling. Also worth noting, look how fast the 71 car is compared to everyone else. He is flying through the field. As Brian Gates either, I'm assuming that's on accident, misjudges braking point. Victoria almost in the wall. Courting and Evans both see a run. That's Jackson Storm with a 200 car behind them. Storm running for the Independence Trophy. Courting to the inside. Victoria ended up trying to take advantage of Brian Gates' bullying. Don't know how else to put it. Then on the outside, Courting still on the inside. As coming to the back straight, however, Courting now has to deal with Brian Gates. Looks like he's trying to make it work on the inside, but that lap car isn't really helping matters. Down the back straight, and Victoria's gonna get in front of the 50, maybe not the 52. Courting thinks of making it through for a second as Gates says at the racetrack. Storm gets past the 10 car, though it doesn't look like it. And Victoria holds that position. Here is Ace Smithley. We don't know what her plans are next year. She says she has plans lined up for next year. Oh, she's slowing. Car 14 in trouble. Flat tire for the Pennsylvania native. Next weekend will be our home race. That's in Latrobe, and there's a lot of Point Park alumni going to be there. We get the 54 and 12 on the wall, trying to avoid the 14 for some reason. 12 gets loose into the 88, and both the 12 and 88 both hit the wall. Ackerman has some left side damage. You can see on the left hand side. Ackerman's good day is going to go south thanks to panic, I guess. Not a lot of damage on the right hand side, but some on the left hand side. 24 car pits on, or not, it's not pitting. Looks like the crew are ready from the pit. And Mormon said one more lap. They're still preparing over there. So I wonder if he's coming in this time by. He's trying to catch Matthew Evans. Both Audis have fallen through the field. Yeah, Orman peeling into the pits, it looks like. Yes, he is. Lap 77. Here comes Nate Ormond. Borga Daniels following lap pits. Let's see. Here's Tim Courting. Courting will lead the lap, and then we'll peel to the pits. It looks like Jackson Storm. Was also pending by the lap for Troy in first to avoid a spin. A nice move made by the 200 car. Matthew Evans will pit the following lap. And looks like all is fine and dandy. Chuck Blunt in his debut is going to actually lead a few laps by staying out. He is a Southern short tracker. This is his first Major League start. As mentioned in the group piece. Jeff Freese exiting the pits. Blunt decides now would be a good time to pit. Car 78. Nice quiet run, which is something you like to do in your debut. Here is the 79 car getting lapped by Bolger Daniels. Not something you want to see if you're the Bennett Motorsports crew or Danny Marco. Here's the 75 coming lap on Rich Roy. Really doing a good job. With this, Bolger Daniels now starting putting laps of cars inside the top 10. Maybe not a good thing. Here is Inge Eriksson, deep in the field, having a miserable day, while her teammate is running away with the race at the moment. Not necessarily a good thing. 84 car also has gone south despite his wacky strategy. It's not really going well. It has the driver from the blame about that. Here's the 65 car of Caitlin Tannehill, down like 33rd or something like that. Reporting a vibration. Not good for Tannehill. Mid-Atlantic Motorsports has announced both Caitlin Tannehill and Allison Holiday will both be remaining next year, which is a good thing. When those two have not been getting into accidents left and right, they've been solid all season. Nate Ormond, looks like he's about to be put a lap down. I wouldn't worry about this too much if I was Universal Motorsport or Nate Ormond, because Ormond's running 8th at the moment, if I'm correct. And that's still a solid points day, though. If Bolger keeps this, whoa! Norman does not want to go a lap down, and Daniel said, screw it, I'll push you out of the way. Bolger Daniel is the only driver to win both the Formula X and IRL champion, and she's a 2-time champion in each series. Victoria Adanoff putting a lap down on Viola Ling. Not good for, well, the main team's pride, and we wonder why that junior team is getting sold next year, or allegedly, more than likely. Dowdoff Butler is here actually this week in one of the TRD pits. Jeff Freese, we mentioned this is his first start under a half mile. He's ran at the Calder Park circuit a lot before we went there earlier this season, but quietly doing good. That's about all you can say. Inge Eriksson and Devin Butler, I think they made contact, and I don't know if Eriksson hit the wall. Might have. I don't see any damage on 33 car, and it doesn't look like it. So she might have gone away with it. Close call for Inge Eriksson. Her night's been going horrible. Wesley Jewell running 3rd, trying to get around 2 lap cars, fighting for position, that being Aiden Jackson. Jackson moves over on the 4. And Jackson in the wall, and Wesley Jewell is furious and just spins the 98. And that's going to draw another caution. Several cars goes below the wall. Matthew Evans hits the 4 car. Evans with some damage. Matthew Evans has some front end damage because of that. Wesley Jewell deciding to race lap cars, and that goes horribly wrong for both the 98 and the 4 car. Aiden Jackson's going to go out of this race for some reason. I think that little hit damaged the front end, the front wheel well, and that wheel's his left front is not pointing the right way. Matthew Evans, though, heavy front end damage, is going to put him far down the order and possibly take him off a good result. A little over 150 laps left. 3 cars on the leading lap, and it's a 75, 5, and 99. Jake, this is good for Bolger Daniels as he's trying to take points at this rate, while Jake Bennett is trying to help do damage limitation for his employee. Looks like both get a good start and jump in front of the lap traffic, as now both begin to pull away from the rest of the field. Daniels and Bennett. Bolger Daniels slides up the racetrack a little bit. Caitlin Tannehill, Viola Ling, and Rich Roy all caught jumping the race start. Very easy to do, especially where we start. Go. Chuck Blunt's in trouble. Flat tire on the 78 car. Not good for the debutant. He was having a good and quiet run. Devin Butler now. He is racing the 84 car. Puts the bumper to the 24, who's a lap ahead of him, I think, and he's going 3 wide. Contact between the 3 down the main straight. But still, Butler gets position, and a very angry Nathan Ormond, probably. Ormond just needs to keep his cool. He does not need to tear up that race car. Surprisingly, we had 1 DNF, and we're about halfway through a Martinsville race. Bolger Daniels has not caught the back of Caitlin Tannehill and the rest of the lap traffic. Jake Bennett is losing touch. Sully Souza is up to 19th. An amazing run for him, which is kind of surprising. He's been able to make his way, or she's been able to make her way through the field, while Inge Eriksson hasn't. And Tim Korting is now trying to get past whoa, Korting! Kyle West and Korting make contact. Korting shows his displeasure to the young rookie, but Korting's running 4th. However, he's a lot behind the 99. The Victoria Adanoff just needs to keep that car clean and march in order to get a podium. Nice run made by her, proving that Toyota might have hired the wrong driver for next year, as the 4 car continues his rampage by putting the 84 out of the way, who's had a rough night indeed. Rickshaw's not going to race the 4. I think just because of that. Ryan Rickshaw had a horrible year. David Bison having a solid night as well. He's going another lap down. However, he's not too far out of his team. Oh, the engine's going. Carter 88. I jinxed him. Engine failure. Carter 88. Jeffrey nowhere to go. We have a small pile up. Third caution, lap 171. Ackerman, Reed's got damage. Caitlin Terrell avoids piling the back of Devin Butler. Bennett got the lead into the pit cycle and is now ahead of Borger Daniel. Time to see how long he can hold the lead against the far, a lot faster 75 car. And he got a good job at the restart, and he's going to be able to dive down to turn number 1 I think he wants to. But look how much ground Borger Daniel's able to close on the 5, entering the turn. Victoria ended up really hasn't been able to make much ground at all. Here comes Borger Daniel. Daniel has been able to close a lot in turns 3 and 4. That's where Daniel's making most of the ground in the turns, and that is proving dividends. By the way, 33 car, I think Garrison just got dinged for jumping the start. So Harrison's night goes from bad to worse. You see her exiting her pit stall. Here comes Bulgrid though on the inside of Jake Bennett down the main straight. Bennett's going to lead that lap. Though I don't know how much he's going to lead after that. Here, Bulgrid Daniel. So much traction in the turns. I wonder if she's running a lot more downforce than everyone else. Bennett going to try to fight her on the outside. Slides it a bit. Bulgrid also, I think, slid it wide, entering the front stretch. Looks like Bulgrid is going to win the lap and has the no, she doesn't. Bennett throws on the outside, but to no avail. Victoria ended up in trouble. She's in the pits. We think she's got a flat or a tire going down or something. This is huge for the 99 car. She's now lapped behind the 75 and 5, who are still fighting for the lead. Bulgrid Daniel has not been able to pull away from as fast as we thought she would, because Jake Bennett is still on her. Bulgrid's mirror driving slides it wide. Here comes the 5. Jake Bennett desperately looking for his first one of the season. He's running out of time. On the inside of the 75 car, Bulgrid, I'm gonna fight him. Gets a much better exit out of turns 1 and 2, and is gonna hold the lead. And though she ran turn 3 and 4 a bit wide, Jake Bennett slides at the racetrack, almost contact, and that's going to keep Bulgrid to keep the lead. Nice driving by the both of them. Meanwhile, Baton Stinton and Rich Roy dueling for position. The 19's behind him, but put a bumper to the 12 car, pushes them up the racetrack into Roy. Contact. 12 started to the 19. The 19 is just up to 12. Roy nowhere to go. The 19 also slides. And we have another caution very early on. Devin Butler is I think on the curb, so he's getting into tow. That was inexcusable. Here is Matthew Evans avoiding this accident. See, almost hits the 12. Or 29, trying to get the 29 room. And the 7. Oh, contact! Blunt spins the 50 car. We missed something between those two. That looked pretty blatant. The officials aren't going to do anything. They are going to have a chat with Everett after the race, because that was a little stupid. I don't know why they're not looking at Chuck Blunt and Tim Courting playing bumper cars. But Jake Bennett gets a good restart. Several cars on the lead lap. However, I say that because it took the wave around, and the 50, 213, and all those cars immediately dove into the pits. So we're going to see why. Let's miss them in the pits anyway. Bennett, though, is able to pull out a little bit, but not much. Car 75 of Bulgrid Daniel is right there. And she's going to pounce the 5. Mir drives it, slides, entering 1. Here comes the 75. Daniels down the inside, entering turns 1 and 2. Or excuse me, 3 and 4. So they both slap. Bulgrid trying to pitch the 5. They make some contact, but I don't think that increases them out. Good, clean, mostly good, clean racing. I don't think anyone's going to have any issues with this. Bennett tries to slide on race time. That 75 car is starting to look awfully wide. Bennett has to pull out the throw before he hits the wall. Matthew Evans, by the way, with no front end, is in the top 10. Evans down, but not out of it. Good run by the young American. Desperately trying to save his IRL career, considering Kaylee Zappa came in and thoroughly beat the pants off him. As now, Brian Raver is now trying to run down the 99 car. He's going for a podium. Because up here, Lou Hemmington also inside the top 10. Good runs for some of these smaller teams and drivers who need it. Hemmington, a former Formula X champion in his own right, hasn't really run these short tracks too often, doing a great job. As back in front of him, Jake Bennett is in a quarter lap traffic. He's got the 33 in front of him, the 14 in front of him. Bolger Daniels pulling away. Jake Bennett's car is also starting to fall off a bit. I wonder if he's his tires. He's getting out of the way. That 5 car might have an issue. Anyway, Bolger Daniels gets into the side of the 65 car. She is on a mission, but apparently bulldozing out everyone's way. Victoria Antonov and Jake Bennett behind them. Antonov doing everything she can to maybe prove to someone, hey, notice me, please. Matthew Evans, though, slides it wide, tries to correct it, corrects into the 59 car. That's a 5th caution. Cautions breed cautions. And 10 car, just some rear end damage, but that's not going to stop him. He is still in the race, and he's not there, but he's running right outside the top 10. Green flag. Someone's hit the wall coming to the restart. I don't know who it was. Bolger Daniel, though, is able to get ahead of the 79. Bennett can't, and Marco can't exactly hit the brakes. If he does, he's going to get pile drive. Jeffrey got caught for jumping the restart. We're still trying to identify the car who hand-kicked the outside wall coming to the green. I don't think it was the 53 car. Lou Ennington's starting to fall back. He's right outside the top 10. And now, oh, contact! His engine flew and someone ran into the back of him. Horrible day for Lou Hemington. And 79 car also is having mechanical issues. Hamilton's engine failed, he got power drive by someone, and that caused the caution. 79 has lost power. Several cars got the wave around, which means this 5 and 75 are no longer off the lead lap. And now the 5 and 75 both get a good jump over the 53. Jeffrey throws it in there. Bogard can't shut the door, and Jake Bennett's going to have some time to get away from the field. Desperately, this is something he desperately needs in order to try to defend off Bogarding, who's been basically unstoppable. As we got more cars, Brandy Thorne is coming to take the green flag. She's wide. That car got tight and plonked into the wall. Goes to 13. She's leaving Ferrari at the end of the season with some right side damage onto that number 13 car. Might have the opinion of being the first defending champion to go winless in the following season. As Bennett also wide, here comes Bogard. Bogard ran that turn perfectly. Bennett did not, and Bogard back to the lead of the race. The Norwegian to the lead. Meanwhile, Ryan Raver is now under attack from his teammate Cassandra Hendricks. Hendricks might be replacing that 35 car next year. We don't know what Raver's doing, but he's definitely not staying at Team Star USA. Hendricks gonna fight him. She has some front end damage. I think it's from that last accident. But still, past the 35, Cassandra Hendricks is going for the podium. Team Star USA having a great run in their home race. Danny Marco's in more trouble. The engine has quit on car 79. They were going to get this engine refired, but he'll be down the order. Something he cannot afford, especially with this woman leading the race. Now, 30 laps to go to the end of the race. Can Bogard Daniel hold off the swarm of hungry drivers? Gets in front of the 50. The 5 is sliding around. I think the handling is gone in that 5 car, which is not really something you want, especially in Martinsville. Tim Forting is not going to stop fighting the 5. If he can get in front of the 5 and get in front of the 75, he could get back on the lead lap and have a shot to win this race. Not out of the possibilities, considering we've seen multiple cars fall apart in the last 100 laps. Courting clear the 5. Bennett tries a crossover. Something he cannot need is probably getting annoyed at. However, Courting really doesn't want to give up the 5 because he's racing the 200 car. Casper Ackerman with no front end is now running inside the top 10. Rickshaw isn't. He's got Brady Thorne underneath him. The Thorne wants a top 10 as well. Entering turn 3 and 4. Side by side. I think Ackerman got out of that lap, but it's not going to matter. There goes the 13. Meanwhile, Bogard Daniel well in front of everyone. If anyone wants to catch, he's going to need nothing short of a miracle, as Victoria Antonov is now putting pressure on the 200. She's going to get past the 200, trying to run down Jake Bennett. Bogard Daniel, we mentioned, well in front of the field. She's about a 10th faster than everyone else in the racetrack. The Scandinavian Sport team really set up a good car for her tonight. And she is showing. Jake Bennett now, he is cornered by the 50, who he cannot pass for the life of him, and he's got a hard charging 99 car behind him. Daniel's on the last lap exiting turn 1-2. The former Formula X champion and former IRL champion is looking to get her 5th career championship, 3rd in the series. Rounds turn 3 and 4. Bogatan is going to win her first race of the season, which is surprising. Back behind her, Jake Bennett is going to be able to hold off the 99 car, used 24 as a pick. Bennett second, and an off third. Cassandra Hendricks fourth and fifth will be her teammate Ryan Raver. Team Star USA runs out the top 5. Bogdan as a Chris in a solid runs for them. Courting wanted more of that, definitely. The Thornton and Ackerman happy with their results. Matthew Evans is making his front end plowed through. A solid result for him. Orman and Arison. Arison did a nice job finding the way for the field, but if you look at the point standings, here are the only 5 drivers who are capable of winning the championship. The next round has the series going to Latrobe, where it is the series home. We'll catch you next time.